Hey, all my comic book friends, welcome back to Comic Book Corner. And guys, it's me, it's your host, Mike Spider Slayer. We are getting ready to do another in-depth comic book review of Avengers, Wolverine and the X-Men. It's an Avengers vs. X-Men tie-in, and this is issue number 14. That's right, guys. This one is Kitty's Hot Date. This particular issue had a main focus of Colossus and Kitty Pryde in this particular issue. There was no Wolverine in this particular issue, so if you guys are looking for Wolverine, he is not in it. He is out doing battle with the Avengers. Guys, the writer of this particular book is Jason Aaron, and George Molina is penciler. I found this story quite interesting. Not a lot of action in it. There was some at the end of it, but it was really good plot development to see what the Phoenix Force does to its hosts. So we can basically see that in this particular issue that if Colossus doesn't get what he wants, he makes a bold statement in his book, and he says, I can kill you and bring you back to life if I want to. He's like a god. He thinks he's a god. And we can see that they are starting to lose their grip on the control of the Phoenix Force. That is the main development I got out of this particular issue. The rest of it is a lot to have to do with what Colossus is doing, his dinner with Kitty. The art is fantastic in this book. I really enjoyed it a lot. Facial expressions really draw you into the character, into Kitty Pryde. We can see her right here. Beautiful facial expressions here with Colossus. You can see his joyness being with her in the beginning of the issue. I love the artwork. I love the setting, how they're actually eating fish and lobster in the beginning of the issue. We can see that. Kitty is very weary of being with Colossus in this particular state. She feels that he is not himself in the Phoenix Force mode. But you can see here when I turned the page and I was reading that, I was like, oh yeah, look at that. You can't get any better than that being romantic for you, where you got the ocean being divided and you can see the fish, floating around and stuff like that. It was pretty hysterical. But Kitty makes it a point. She's just like, we really need to talk. And you see Colossus here, again, that joyous expression on his face, and he's like, I was hoping you would say that. There's so much I want to say to you. Let me start by asking you the most important question a man can ask a woman. I don't know if that's Russian accent or what. Kitty, will you? And she's just like, whoa, Peter. She's like, just let me talk first, And again, love the facial expression. Really draws you into the book, to the character. That's what I took out of this issue. Not necessarily that it had to do with the fighting and the whole tie-in of what's going on between the two groups. This takes you away from that, lets you involved with the love life of those two particular characters. In the issue, it goes back on how Kitty is dealing with running the school in Wolverine's absence, and how to keep everything in order while this whole Avengers and X-Men battle is going on. So it's focusing that on as well. and we can see that is when it went back, she was delivered flowers, and Colossus came, and he said that let's go have some dinner. And Deathlock was very weary of the whole thing in the beginning as well. And we can see that it goes to Avengers versus X-Men. Here we got Magic. She's getting involved with the battle, doing the thing, and Bobby is forced to ice up the thing because he's a mutant and he's just trying to follow, their ways, and that the Avengers don't agree with. And he's sorry about it. He's like, no, don't make me hurt you. And you can see here he does the battle, and he's like, God damn it, I don't want to do that to you, thing. And then we see Bobby. He goes back and he goes to talk to Scott, and he goes, Scott, he's like, we really need to talk. And here we see what Cyclops is doing, and he's like, not now, Bobby. He's like, I got things to do. And he's like, sealing the San Andreas Fault. No more earthquakes for California. After that, he's like, I got some rivers to build in Eastern Africa. An extinct species of the tiger we have to rekindle in Bali. He's like, and then some children in the Ukraine to purge of birth defects. And he goes, and later I could use your help in rebuilding the Arctic ice shield. And, he just takes off, and he just is like, Bobby? And he takes off. And we can see here now that Kitty Pryde is just sitting there, showing her concerns to Colossus. And she's worried that the Phoenix Force is going to consume him. And she's like, you guys are thinking that you're gods. And he's like, and Colossus just goes, you know what? I am the same person as I was before. He's just like, but I'm just making the world a better place. And we can see that he laughs at her, and she quickly takes away his hand. And she goes, or her hand back, and she goes, you may say you're the same, but the man I loved would never lock up the Avengers like common criminals. And right away, gets the serious look on his face. Now he's getting all uptight and everything. And he's just like, they made it themselves. They're the ones who did it. He's like, they brought it upon themselves. They could have joined us. And, he goes, he seems like it's a small price to pay for paradise. And he just holds up the glass, and she's like, you got to stop this. You can't do this. She's like, it's consuming you. He's like, look, open up your eyes. Look at what you become. And he's starting to get mad. And he gets all pissed off, and you see him. He's melting the glass. He's not getting what he wants. He's getting angry. And she goes, I think you should, Kitty Pryde goes, I think I should go back to the school now. And he gets pissed, and he breaks the dinner table down. And he's like, oh, that school. He's like, Wolverine's ridiculous daycare. He's like, that's all you care about anymore. You don't care about me. He's like, that place has warped your mind. And she's like, oh, okay, you're right. She's like, you got to calm down. You got to calm down, Colossus. And later what happens is, he's like, no, you must go. You must go. We're going to go now. And right away, he's getting all mad. And he's going to go to this place, and he's going to tear down the school. That's what's going to happen. But Kitty Pryde, she takes him about 2 miles beneath the earth and tries to hold him off. And all of a sudden, he comes back up real quick, and he goes, and she goes, I think you should leave. And he goes, not until I get my goodnight kiss. He says it right here. And he just walks all over all the other, X-Men, all the other students and the teachers and everything else. She tries to rip out his heart, goes in there. She can't do that. She burns him. She's like, ah, And he goes, I could kill you and bring you back in the blink of an eye. I can make you do whatever I desire. Do you not see that, woman? Because I am fire, I am life, incarnate now and forever. I am the Phoenix. And that's when you see that it's consuming him. It's taking him over. And next you see is he comes to this quick realization. He kind of brings himself back. He sees that Jean Grey's statue is broken on the floor, and he's like, I'm And he just flies away. What a fucking asshole. You know, just leaves her there. Leaves the school in ruins and things like that. And all of a sudden, Bobby realizes what he's been doing has been wrong. It's been wrong all along. So it looks like now he's going to probably side with the Avengers and do things right. And she, you know, Kitty Pryde just picks up where she left off, and she goes, we got classes to teach. This doesn't take away from anything. We got to clean up, keep moving, keep things along, keep things going. And the next thing we see at the end of the issue is we see Colossus walking away in, I guess, who knows where, but in the snow caps or Russia or wherever he's at. And he's just gathering his thoughts and thinking to himself. And that's the end of the issue. So not a lot of action, not a lot of, you know, Avengers versus X-Men stuff. You get to see their relationship in ruins. How this changes their relationship, we don't know. We can see the pure fact, though, that we can see what the Phoenix Force does when it consumes your soul. So eventually, we might see them lose their control of this Phoenix Force, and who could possibly die heading into Marvel now, how this changes the X-Men universe. So guys, overall I give the issue probably 3.5, maybe 4 out of 5 stars. It doesn't touch on the whole Avengers vs. X-Men thing, but it just focuses on mainly these two characters. And I was kind of intrigued in it, and the artwork was very good. Expressions drew you into the character, made you feel for them, and that's why I enjoyed, and that's what I got out of the issue. $3.99 price point, AR included, obviously. So guys, for this issue, if you don't collect Wolverine and the X-Men, overall it is a good series. It really doesn't have to do with really what's going on in the series in general. It's all Avengers vs. X-Men, so, but nevertheless it is a good series. Alright guys, so that's it from me. That's it from me, it's Mike Spider Slayer, and I hope you enjoyed this in-depth review. So guys, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner, and this is Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.